Hello there everyone, apologies for the long delay since my last Escapist guy, but now I'm back to give some advice about some custom buildings. I'm planning on making this a multi-part series, where you can just choose the building I make next. Just leave a comment down below for what you'd like to see. In this episode of... Oh crap, I forgot what are we doing again? Thank you, Notebook of Awesomeness. I'll be going over floor layout, interior decoration, exterior decoration, the custom room aspect, and ventilation. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So floor layout is kind of where you're going to piece out where you want certain areas to go, how large you want them to be. For this one, I'm just going to make this a relatively small to medium size, kind of like suburban house. So obviously it's going to need some sort of kitchen somewhere, a living room perhaps, a garage for the front, and I'm thinking a staircase at some point that will go up the second floor when we get up there. So I'm going to speed through this part of the section so we can get to the room interior and things and other stuff. Second floor. Aha. So here I'm kind of just trying to figure out where I like the rooms to go, where I want the kitchen. Testing out with the flooring. I kind of thought I was going to go with a tile, but I figured wooden actually look a lot better. Putting in the doors, now finishing up the staircase. And on the second floor I'm going to be kind of working on what kind of rooms I want. Like these small rooms could work for prison cells if it's going to be like the smaller kind of quarters, but I think I'm gonna have like two larger rooms for the two guards that live here. Here I'm gonna show you how you can utilize the pre-made rooms to actually make kind of have like a preset for the custom rooms. Now I know you're thinking, but Chad, you said it was heresy to use any pre-made rooms. I'm like, no, I did, yes, sort of, but not exactly. They can be useful. They are there for a reason. Now, for those of you that don't want to make a room from scratch, these can be a great way to get kind of like a basis for what would go in those sorts of rooms. Here I'm going to go ahead and throw in some guard rooms here. And see, the wall doesn't quite agree on that, so here we're going to go into the custom room itself and just kind of expand it outward by that one block. Then, add in some little detail that needs to be there for the guard room, and that is one way on which you can use pre-made rooms to your benefit if you ever needed that situation. Another way you can utilize these pre-made rooms to work with your custom room is go just drag one of them out to see how it looks, and for this instance we're going to be looking at a social room. And you can actually go inside and edit it and just take the things that are in that room and put them in yours. Now the editor does have a function that whenever you make a zone it will recommend items for you, but this is a way to just have those items already laid out and see how much of each are in these certain type of rooms, and it's like, you're mine, and it's just, just drag them in, just drag them all in, take all the things. Well, not all the things, because it might be a bit too cluttered for the room size we have here. But that's just another way you can utilize these pre-made rooms to kind of help as a basis. A kitchen needs a fridge and other things, of course, so let's decorate that up a little bit. Yeah, I think can't have anything too large in here. The oven, fridge, stove, cabinet, space, food. That should be good. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I almost forgot something. The social room needs a donut table. You can't have a social room without donuts. I mean, what kind of a mad monster would I be not to provide these people with ample food supply? So from here, let's go ahead and move on to the backyard area. For this, I'm kind of adding like a bench for like a seating room area where they like eat their food if they're doing a cookout. And for the wood, since we are kind of on the edge here, I don't want people just to run out of the prison, because we have to remind this is, kind of some functionality. So what I do is just a bunch of bushes and trees intertwined, intermixed, to give it like a wild kind of perspective, and that'll do that. And then for the front yard, let's go and put in like one of those lampposts they have out by the streets. That should look a lot nicer. One of these people being cops would have some form of security, so as you see during this I've kind of like changed out some of the doors. The kitchen has a green door, I got the garage with the red door, and the front door has a you have to be a cop to get in. And they also got a little security camera just poking around, you know, seeing any funny business that might be going on. So here on the first floor I'm just going to touch it up and finish it. There's some layout things that I kind of missed. In the main hall there's a lot of empty space, so I'm going to put a bathroom in here. Change the flooring of the bathroom and, you know, the decoration puddle. And for the main hall here, I'm going to decorate this empty space up a little bit. We got a little bit of, you know, some herbology plants, plantoids. There's a plant. That's what we'll call it. And we'll put a, you know, a desk over here. And yeah. Now to finish up the backyard, we're going to go ahead and create a custom doghouse area. And as you see, it recommends some items for us to put in here. So there's the dog mat, the dog cage. It apparently needs a door. So I guess we'll just connect that to the back door here. And while we're here, we'll go ahead and make the social room and kitchen and garage as well. And that'll just be done with dragging and cropping up the custom room shape. Now on the second floor we're going to make a library right here, and here we're going to use the recommended items from the list on the left here. It is nice having a large amount of items given to you. The downside can be that you're just not sure what kind you may want to use, so it requires a little bit of testing. You know, just kind of throw it out there, you know, look at the overhead view of it, and see if it kind of fits your thematic that you're trying to go for. And of course, can't have the library without some coffee and donuts, as always, you know. And for the rest of this, I'm just going to finish up these other side rooms here. I have some storage space, cabinets, a nice sofa, and a balcony area from the other guard room. He's got a nice place to bathe in the sun after a long day's work. And yeah, basically how I kind of situated is I have my large items, and then, you know, you throw the little pieces, the little items afterwards. So you get your main core items like the chairs and the tables, and then finally you add in like little pieces of trash and paper. Now for the windows of a house like this, one thing I started to do, you can actually make the jail bars, so you can actually kind of give that perception of seeing out of them. There isn't any thing that I could really find that was closer, but it does, you know, kind of have that transparent sort of view. It kind of gives that window effect. You know, that way people can't also break in. You know, really good security on these windows. Last thing I want to discuss is the ventilation systems. Now, a player cannot access a vent unless there is a desk in order to reach it. So I always put a vent to usually connect rooms with desks, and I do it kind of like a little bit so. However, it can also connect to other rooms that might not have desks, but you just wouldn't, the player wouldn't be able to reach back up into that vent if they didn't have a desk available. And what you can also do is place ventilation in the floor of the rooms, which will create a vent below them. So just keep that in mind. And I also sometimes like having, you know, as an optional escape, if they can't find the key, like the red key, you can have a vent system. But wherever the vent is located, it could be a little risky for them to try to go into it. And now I'm just gonna, you know, take a look back, see what we got here, add any final decoration items that I think might be good here, and yeah, that is our final product of the house. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I hope it helped whenever it comes to you creating your own custom rooms. Although it may not be of this theme, if there's any other theme or something of a building or room you'd like to see me create, just let me know. Trying to make this maybe a multi-part series. With that, good luck designing your prisons, and I will see you all in the next guide. And have a good day.